Well, TroubleTRO released part 19 of Science Experiment. Now, I messaged them and asked how many parts, this was going to be. Now, they gave me the answer of 2. Now, I don't know if they mean that Science Experiment as a whole is going to be 2 separate stories. In other words, Science Experiment 1 with, 20 parts or 25 parts or whatever, and then Science Experiment 2, which is like another 20 parts or something, I don't know. But they basically said, I should point out, to correct myself there, they basically said it's going to be about 2 more parts. This one that just came out and next week. Now, if that's just for the whole thing, then that's not really doing much unless they do a little bit of a skip to get us to the good part. I could be wrong. But we'll see. But like I said, it could mean anything. It could mean we're getting a Science Experiment 1, which is this one, and then a Science Experiment 2, which follows later on, whenever that will be. Now, with that said, what about part 19 that he brought out? Well, like I said in another video I did on it, basically, we have the 2 characters, the scientist and pretty much what was her superior, kind of like co-scientist, CEO, whatever. They are now basically made of latex. They are basically slime girls that are known as latex drones that can become anything they want to be. Basically, mostly melt down into puddles of goop and all that, which is seemingly going to be the favorite thing to do. Now, at the end of the recent part, which was part 18, the scientist, who I'm assuming is the faceless latex, drone, black latex drone, basically commented that why should they take either one of their cars when they can make one of their own? And that's where 19 starts off from, because what she does, the scientist, the black latex drone scientist now, what she does is she gets herself a running start and runs basically smack first, face first, into a pillar in the garage that they're in, and basically splats herself into a puddle of goop. And she even comments that it feels so good when she does that. And then all she needs to do now is let herself sloosh about, because she's basically splatted and falling down into a puddle, sloosh herself about, build up her volume a little bit, and go from there. And what she does by basically running herself into the pillar and splattering and falling down into a puddle of goop and slooshing or sloshing around, if you will, not slooshing but sloshing around like a little pond of goop. What she does is she starts building herself up, and the end result is she turns into a car, particularly like a Humvee or something like that. Now, I predicted that the red latex drone girl, the former CEO, scientist, co-scientist, whatever she is, would be like her covering, her, she would melt down on top of her, be her covering. But instead, she decides to shapeshift into a seductress, basically someone made, just into a sexy woman in latex. Assumingly believe and say is going to, basically drive, the other girl. Basically, she's going to be in the driver's seat holding on to the wheel while they drive to their destination of wherever that could be, to not, have any suspicion or anything like that. But I could be wrong. Maybe what we have here at the end of part 19 is going to throw us off, and we'll get swerved with something in part 20. We'll see. We shall see. But yeah, this story series so far, this Science Experiment series so far has been really, really good. I mean, I can't say any more about when TroubleTRO and MrInterNetMan get together and they do these kind of things. Because if MrInterNetMan, like I said before, is involved with the writing, the biggest result is going to be gooey fun in the long run, even if you have to have a break from it just for a bit to continue the story to get to that destination. But yeah, this is a pretty fun story and everything. What the end result will be, whether it's next week or the week after or whatever, whatever the end result's going to be, I think it's going to be worth it. I really do. Now, like I said, TroubleTRO or Povo22 here on YouTube. I think that's POVAR22. You'll see in the description as well as in the title. Basically, like I said, you know, they told me in a message that it's going to be 2 parts. And like I said, I don't know if that means 2 separate stories, you know, 2 separate acts, if you will. Like the first 20 parts is Act 1, and then the next how many parts is Act 2. I don't know if that's what they're talking about. Or if they mean that 20 is going to be it, and we'll just see what we get left off from there. I can only assume. I can only assume in everything. But, you know, right now it does look like the next part might start off with them on the road or getting to their destination or something like that, and then just going from there and having fun. Whatever that destination is, it's going to be a total surprise. I will say that. I will say that. But yeah, the story is fun. It's really fun. You know, it's erotic, but it's done in a way that's not so, like, you see certain private parts of the women in there, you know, visually. But it's done because it's, like I said, it's done in a way to where you get the idea of its eroticism, but it's done to where basically if like someone in the mid-teens or early teens or pre-teens stumble upon it, you know, they might get an idea of what's going on, but then they'd see something else happening and they'd be like, whoa, what's happening? And maybe it attracts them to want to see more or want to try to see more and everything. And although at a young age they can't, but it'll make them wonder in their minds, I wonder what's going on here. And that'll probably help them get up with some creative ideas in the future on their own. But again, you know, I like these kind of stories. I really do. I really like them and all that. And I cannot wait to see what we get with the next part, with part 20 and maybe even beyond it. Because right now, if they're going to continue this into May, to me, that would be the best time to conclude it, or at least bring it to an end. You know, end it during Melting May. That's my suggestion. End it during Melting May. Why do I say that? Because if you end it during Melting May, I guarantee you, you're going to get people talking, you're going to get people wanting to know what's going to happen next. And by ending it around Melting May at the beginning, you'll be able to view what others are doing for Melting May and be like, I wonder, should I try to take some of these ideas as inspiration for the next part if TroubleTRO and MrInterNetMan decide, hey, we're going to do another science experiment, you know, a sequel, a follow-up sequel to this one. That would be a great opportunity, a great, chance to get ideas if that's the decision they go with, if that's the direction they go in. But yeah, I like this. I like the fact that you have these 2 characters embracing what they've become, even acknowledging that this is how even one of them, I think, even acknowledging that this is how they were always meant to be and everything. You know, I like the fact that, they're not questioning or worrying of, how are we going to turn back to normal? They're just embracing it like, hey, this was always meant to be how we are. This is always meant to be our destiny. So I cannot wait to see what happens next. It's going to be fun to see and all that. And that's all I can really say. I know I sounded like I rambled a little bit. I do apologize. Just wanted to give my thoughts on the recent part, and I highly recommend you guys support TroubleTRO. I think you guys will appreciate what they bring to the table and everything. They, along with whoever they collab with, come up with some great ideas, and I cannot wait to see what they come up with next. The only issue I have, unfortunately, is I wish they would, maybe they do, I just got to look, but I wish they had an additional tier where we would basically get a sneak peek of what's next, you know. Not like a little picture or anything, but kind of like if the thing's 11 pages, at least give us like 4 pages worth of a sneak peek. To me, that would be worth it. At least that would like satisfy us, kind of get us thirsting, as crazy as that sounds, for more. Or for what's to come. But yeah, maybe I gotta look, and maybe there is a tier like that, but I'll have to see and see how much it is. But let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Comment down below. You know, again, you can support TroubleTRO at patreon.com, as well as check out their channel here on YouTube. And yeah, just wanted to give you my thoughts on it. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. Comment if you like. Sorry if I rambled a little bit. And until next time, I am out.